since we're drawn up from a dream of mine. Yeah. Slap 'em up, put 'em on a
All right,
train.
well, thanks for joining us for Beyond the Stage. My name is Ruth Egerman. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Livermore Valley Arts, and I'm with our host and Chief Executive Officer, Chris Carter.
Hi,
Say hi,
Ruth.
Chris. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I got to tell you, we just interviewed Martin Sexton, and he was like, he might be one of my favorite interviews that we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, really just a nice guy. I understood his references,
Yeah.
I got it totally. He just really was, he was really great to talk to. Really, really a good conversationalist, seemed to care about what we were thinking as
Yeah.
much as saying what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
So he was fun. One of
Yeah.
the things one of the things he talked about was what made him pick up a guitar, which was spoiler alert, Abbey Road.
Hmm.
So that particular album. And I was thinking while we were listening to him tell that story, wondering what was it that made you pick up a guitar and start playing?
I think I've told you this. I might have told this story before, but when I was a freshman in high school, my church group needed somebody to lead songs, and I volunteered to play the guitar. And we had one in my house, like a Yamaha nylon string acoustic guitar, just a little old classical guitar, not worth much money. And I got a book on chords and started to learn chords. And so I kind of got into it through that. But I always loved, music. So I think I would have done it at some point, no matter what. I probably would have picked it
Yeah.
up.
So
Yeah.
so you had not really played the guitar prior to volunteering to play the guitar and lead people in
Nope.
song?
Nope. That was, yeah. I just kind of
That
jumped
was it?
in. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so when you think about an album or a musician or something along those lines, is there something that really you're like, oh, if I could play like that, or if I could, anything like that that you were trying to emulate at any point?
Uh, I was never, I think when I took lessons, I started to take some lessons, and the teacher I had, he was very good at teaching me like finger style guitar, like finger pick.
Hmm.
And so it wasn't a lot of rock and roll kind of stuff. Although we did, one of the first songs I learned was "Here Comes the Sun," and I learned it, you know, music, without singing. Just the melody was in the picking of the song. Um, and he was a big Beatles guy, so he had a lot of Beatles music, and he did a
Yeah.
Beatles, just a finger picking Beatles record. And so that was kind of my introduction into music. But my favorite guitarist when I was that age was probably Mark Knopfler, who was the guitarist for Dire Straits. But
Yeah.
I didn't like pretend like I didn't even try to learn how to play like him. I just preferred to strum and play songs and strum. And I never tried to be a lead or a solo guitarist. Although, the longer I've played now, the more capable I am. But I think my goal was always just to play songs. And I didn't really care about a style or anything.
So with the LK project,
Hmm.
since Martin Sexton's performance here is the first act is going to be a full cover of the Abbey Road album, right? So are there songs that you guys cover? I know I've seen you, but I don't recall
Yeah,
of
we do a lot of
what songs
covers.
you cover.
We cover things from the 60s all the way to the 2000s. Mostly pop and rock. But it's funny, somebody told me we should have what do you call it, like a crossover band or an alternative alter ego band. And that
Yeah,
just does female pop artists from the 80s
love
because
that.
we play, we do a Cyndi Lauper song, we do a Bangles song, we do Concrete Blonde. We do a couple songs where
Yeah,
the lead vocalist is a female singer, and I just love the songs, so we do it. It doesn't matter who sings it.
I
Uh,
feel like, yeah, when I think of 80s music, I think of the female vocalists.
Yeah.
They're high on my list
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to an 80s show a couple months ago up in Yoshi's in Oakland. And I guess it's a series of events that they're doing, or a series of shows they're putting together
Yeah.
that they're covering 80s music. And I was like, how come they didn't play any songs by female artists? I was like,
Oh, yeah.
where is my Cyndi Lauper or my Madonna or, Cher or
I,
the
yeah.
Eurythmics and Annie Lennox? And I was just like, I want to hear them.
One of my favorite songs to play and sing is Manic Monday by the
Yeah,
Bangles.
yeah,
And that song was actually written by Prince. And
that's interesting.
I think he wrote it for something else, and then he saw the Bangles and he thought that would be a good fit for them. And so
Yeah.
he gave them that song. And Martin Sexton, by the way, does an incredible Prince song, Purple Rain.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm pretty sure he did that when I saw him in concert. And
Oh,
there is a recording of him doing it live, and it's really good.
I'll have
Uh,
to look that up.
so
I'm a huge fan of Prince too.
yeah,
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 when I lived in St. Paul, Minnesota, it's like just crazy the level of the Prince presence in that
yeah,
area. It's
yeah,
insane. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
I've never experienced anything like that. Yeah.
his Purple Rain is really, really
It-
cool. And so I would just say, if I was you, I'd take a deep dive into listen to some Martin Sexton music. It's really good and fun,
okay.
and
Yeah.
just a great variety.
Well, I never heard of him before we booked him.
Yep,
Um, and now the secret's out.
yep,
But um, it is definitely the same kind of music that I like. I love acoustic
yeah,
music, singer-songwriter stuff. I think the fact that he's covering an album that is just an amazing album with some of the most popular Beatles songs on it, and I think that's going to be really fabulous to see. And then, of course, to hear some of his own original music
yeah.
that he'll
Well,
be
he talked
performing in the
about
second act.
too,
Yeah,
like one of the great things when you see him and listen to him is he is a vocal athlete. I mean, if you
yeah,
kind of to put it in that term, um, the stuff he does with his voice is pretty incredible. And so I think just to go for that, it's really cool.
yeah,
More than a lot of
yeah,
singers I've heard, he's got this range and these different things that he does with the scatting and everything that are really takes a lot of expertise. And so I think
yeah.
it's pretty cool to watch.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, as you have guessed now, if you've been listening, today we talked to Martin Sexton, who is performing live at the Bankhead on Saturday, October 18th at 8 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets at livermorearts.org, or you can call the box office at 925-373-6800. Great interview. There's a genuine feeling about him that's really comes through when he's talking. And I can imagine that when he's performing on stage, it's electric,
Yeah.
my guess is. So I'm looking forward to this concert. Please enjoy
Me
the
too.
interview.
Well, Martin, I'm Chris, and this is I'm the CEO of our Livermore Valley Arts, and so we're operate the Bankhead Theater, where you're going to be joining us next month. And Ruth is our director of marketing, and we're so happy for you to join us. I do want to tell you, I love that you're carrying a guitar. Are you going to play a song? Is that what was that
Oh,
the
I didn't
plan?
know. I never know if a guitar is necessary or not. So I got it if I need it.
Okay, I got a couple too here, so if you want to do a
Looks
duet,
awesome.
we
Very
can work
cool.
on it. Thank you. I saw you perform last year in New York at the City Winery
Oh,
um, in January. I went to the APAP conference and went out to see your show, and it was like right up my alley. So I just want you to
right.
know that it was perfect, and I think you'll love our space. It's 500 seats. It's intimate, but the acoustics in it are wonderful.
Hmm.
So it'll be a nice a nice ambient space for your songs and for your music. And I was really curious. There's a couple things we wanted to ask you about, but I really wanted to start just like ask you about why Abbey Road and what prompted you to want to do this. Because especially just one person and a guitar with Abbey Road seemed pretty complicated to me when I first heard it.
Yeah, well, I've been doing this solo thing and for a while, and Abbey Road's like my favorite record
Yeah.
of all time. It's kind of the record that started me playing. It's the one that lit my fire. You know, I found it in the basement at my parents' house. I had a bunch of older siblings, and um, I I didn't know the Beatles. I used to go downstairs to find the 45s just to chuck them out in the wind. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I found this record, and it said I'd heard of the Beatles, so I played it. And this was in the 80s, you know, and it was all scratched up and dusty and crackly, but I put the needle on the record, and man, it just blew my mind. And that's when I kind of started really wanting to play guitar and make music. And so that's why I wanted to do this record. And being a solo guy, I figured, you know, I'm not going to try to duplicate the record, but I'll put my own kind of Sexton spin on it, which is
Yeah.
what I've been doing.
How old were you when you discovered that?
I think I was in like sixth grade.
Okay.
Oh, about 12.
Yeah. There's a lot of research that says when you're that age, that's the most influential time of your life for music.
Mm,
And so I think when you listen to music that you listen to at that age, it probably brings back the most nostalgia or the biggest feelings. I think that's when you really get into it. So it makes
yeah,
sense you would do
yeah.
that. Yeah, because I was waiting for you to do the show, and I was curious how you would do the medley at the end. The Ruth, I don't know if you're familiar with Abbey Road, how much you know about it, but there's on side two, there's like a 16-minute, they call it a medley, and it's like 5 or 6 songs smashed into one piece, and it just kind of changes. Some are pretty short and some are long, and it's kind of complicated. And I kudos to you for trying to do that just by yourself on the guitar. It was pretty cool.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah. And then I was going to ask you too. So did you start playing guitar then when you were about that age?
Yeah, that's when I started taking lessons. This old
Okay.
Italian guy came into our Catholic school
Yeah.
asking people if kids if they wanted to start play, and I jumped right on.
Yeah. Is
And
your family musical? Like were your parents
you
musical or?
know, I'm 10th of 12 kids, and some of us could sing, some of us couldn't carry a tune if we had a picnic basket. So, like, you know, we'd have 12 kids around a dinner table, two parents at each end, and we might be singing something like Happy Birthday, like in 6 different keys all at once, you know? So, yeah, my sister sings and plays, Colleen, but and
Okay.
my father used to sing in church, but that's about it.
Yeah. So, well, nowadays when you're around the table, do they ask you to lead the song just to get everybody in the right key
Yes.
at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You got to pick the right key. Okay. What's
That's
the,
your job.
yeah. Although it was pretty cool. Having 6 different keys at once was, it was pretty wild.
Yeah. Do you play any
We
other
should invite
instruments?
you over to my house so you can
Oh.
help my family.
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Did you play any other instruments or is it primarily guitar?
Well, my primary acts would be guitar, but
Uh-huh.
on records, I play a lot of bass and
Yeah.
a lot of percussion. I do, you know, I'll write with piano.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's primarily it. Me and my guitar. I've kind of dialed in this thing where people think guy in a guitar and they have a pre conceived notion of what a guy in a guitar sounds like. And so I think my ally is the element of surprise because I
Hmm.
do things with the guitar that aren't really a traditional approach with a guitar. You know, it'll be a
Yeah.
drum, it will be a bass, it will be some other surprise instrument, and the voice also will not just be a guy singing. It's
Hmm.
percussive, it's scatting, it's, you know, I try to use this like a toolbox so it's not like a circus act, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never wanted to be famous as a guy who's got like, you know, a lot of tricks. You know,
But you
I
do
just want
have
to
kind
deliver
of
the song.
Yeah, well, and I noticed like you have this rhythmic style to you that's pretty unique.
Mm.
And it is hard when you for me, I always tell people the beautiful thing about the guitar is that it is a one person, you could be a one person band with the guitar. You don't need any accompaniment to perform a full song. But you're adding these elements in that I think you're right, or they're kind of unexpected, and they're these pieces that are from other instruments that you're kind of blending in to the music with your voice and your rhythm, which I do think it makes it pretty unique. And I was trying to figure out like how to describe your style. Like what would you say your style is?
Hmm. Singer-songwriter guy,
Mm-hmm.
soulful, you
Soulful.
know, soulful singer-songwriter guy.
Yeah. Where are you from originally?
Syracuse, New York.
New York. Okay. I was just telling Ruth before you came on, like I felt like you sounded to me like an East Coast, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but like kind of a Jack Johnson, but East Coast without the beach.
Dig it.
And
Nice.
you know,
I'll take it. He's
okay.
great.
But that's what I was kind of feeling, that similar vibe. And when did you start writing songs?
Shortly after that, they weren't good songs, but they were songs,
Yeah.
and they got better as the years went by. Bob Dylan, I think, said songwriting is like it's like fishing. That you're going to catch a lot more if you got your line in the water. So I tried to write a lot, and I'd say, like by seventh, eighth grade, I was making
Yeah.
up tunes and started listening to songwriters later on, like guys like James Taylor or John Hyatt or
Hmm.
Jeff Buckley or like Van Morrison, just real song-oriented artists. Um,
Yeah.
and then, of course, Led Zeppelin, all the classic rock is really the roux in my stew. It's
Oh,
the Hendrix and the Zeppelin and the Stones and the Beatles, and the singer-songwriters for me came later.
I see. So, do you remember like the first song you ever wrote or one of the first songs you ever wrote?
I do.
Oh,
He's gonna
play
play
it.
it. Oh my God! It's
Yeah.
really bad. It's like a Jethro Tull kind of sounding.
Okay.
Brother Rudy, Brother Rudy, can't see what you've done to me. Something like
Oh,
that.
yay. See, there's a reason why you brought the guitar.
That is definitely a first time for me playing that song like for other people who weren't my teenage friends back in the 80s.
Okay.
Right. A
Maybe play
world
it on the
premiere
stage.
here.
Yeah, when you come to the Bankhead, pull it out.
If you yell it out, I'll play it.
What's the name of it?
It's Brother Rudy.
Brother
In
Rudy.
fact, yep. And if you want me to sing it backwards, it's ye to rather.
Okay, that's the backwards version.
Just in case anyone's on some drugs or something.
Right. Now I know we're the same age
Do you,
because that backwards singing was
yeah.
definitely part of
Is
some
that
sort of
right?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to play our Beatles albums
You did?
backwards. Oh yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
God.
Like we'd put them on and I'd be like, oh, there's some secret message if you play it
Yes.
backwards, right?
Oh yeah. The White Album. The
Yeah,
White
it's the
Album.
White
Yeah, the
Album,
White
right?
Album. Yeah, that's
So
true.
I never heard
Um,
it, or maybe I did, and I've been acting it out my whole life, and I
What
didn't
were
know.
they what were they saying in the White Album when you played it backwards?
well, number nine.
Number
Number
nine.
nine
Yeah,
was
number nine.
backwards, sounded very much like Turn Me On, Deadman. Turn Me On, Deadman.
Mm-hmm.
Turn Me On, Dead Man was the
Oh,
myth.
yeah.
And just, there's in Revolution number nine, there's another part I turned backwards, and it sounded like John saying, "Me and Manson are hinged." It's just weird stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like,
It
I
was
don't know
it was
where I
a
got all this info from back before the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
right, but it was a big deal.
We
It
all
was a
knew
big
that.
deal to people were talking about it. It was
yeah,
happening, and
Well, there's
people were
yeah.
listening to their albums backwards back
yeah,
then.
Those are the urban myths, right? And there was the
yeah.
one with the Pink Floyd album, if you played it to the Wizard of Oz, and you have to start it right when the turns to color, start the album.
Mm,
I think it's Dark Side of the Moon. The music's supposed to go along with the scenes of Wizard of
cool.
Oz.
I got to try that sometime.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah, that's one I knew when I was a teenager. Everybody talked about that because everyone was a Pink Floyd fan when I was in high school.
But life is so much better now.
Right.
Isn't sobriety great?
Yeah, right. Well, we have the internet now too to explain
Yeah,
everything to us.
true. Yeah, true.
So there's no myth anymore or mystery.
Which is
So
kind
let
of a
me,
drag, don't you think? Like the mysticism is gone.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
knows everything, you know? It's like,
yeah,
you can find your answers so quickly that
yeah.
conversation is makes conversation different. You're not
there's,
supposing or wondering or anything.
I never knew what kind of dog Jimmy Page had or what he had for breakfast, in the 80s or
yeah.
70s, you know?
Right. And it didn't matter.
Did you
Yeah,
need to know that?
yeah, no,
Or maybe it was better just having the mystery. That was,
exactly.
yeah, there's a, who was it? Pete Davidson, the comedian, talks about that. And he said there's this kind of thing about not knowing something that you really want to know. And that feeling is gone. And then the feeling of when you finally figure it out or you discover it on your own, that feeling is gone too. And so this whole thing of discovery is kind of extinct now. And so it's like,
Right.
how do we bring that back? Well, live music, that's a great way to discover something is to go see something live. Um, I was going to ask you too about your songwriting because you are pretty prolific. And do you have, like, I ask people this all the time, these artists, like, do you have a creative process or do you, like, is it different every time or do you sit down with your guitar? Or do you start with the music? Do you start with the lyrics? Do you go for a walk? Like, what do you do to be creative?
Generally, a good motivator for me is the deadline.
Yeah.
Um, like, oh man, it's time. You got to make a record. So I got to either write something or like I'm fixing to maybe get into a cover record for something
Hmm.
I've never done, maybe for my next record. Right now I'm working this Abbey Road show, which is also my show. It's one set of Abbey Road and then it's a Martin
Yep.
Sexton show after that. Um, but I guess for me, I work best with a deadline. I've never been a real like Paul Simon type writer, get up at 9 a.m., have coffee, write every day for 6 hours. And,
Hmm.
um, I've always been more of a on the road and have this idea and grab my phone and capture it kind of guy,
Hmm.
or out on the lake here. I'm up in the Adirondack Mountains of New York State currently.
Hmm.
And, be out on the canoe and I was paddling a few days ago, and luckily I had this gizmo on me so I could
Hmm.
capture this melody and lyric idea as I was circling this little island. Um, I guess that's my process. Pretty organic, pretty
Yeah.
um, unprofessional. It's very un-Nashville the way I write.
Yeah,
Do you
we
play?
had another group on our podcast, and they were talking about it was Susan from Susanna Spring from Mustangs of the West, and she was
Mm.
talking about being in Nashville or it was either
Yep.
Nashville or
In
LA, and you
Nashville.
just go in and you
Sure.
write and write and
Yeah.
write and write, and
Hmm.
I thought that was strange. I understand the deadline thing a
Sure.
whole
Yeah.
lot more than that.
Yeah. I have to
Yeah.
be creative. I have to be in the flow. In Nashville,
Yes.
they have a saying, it's 11 a.m. Be creative.
Yeah. Right. It's the
And
job.
I admire that. I admire that
Yeah.
work ethic.
Yeah. It's more of a job. Do you play guitar every day then too?
Actually, I don't. In fact, the guitar you're seeing here, I'm just opening up wide to you guys.
Mhm.
I hope I can trust you with this information. But I only have 5 strings on this guitar. I'm
I
up at,
see
I'm up
that.
at, I'm up at the camp, up at the lake,
You're missing one.
and yeah. But it still plays. But I don't really, if I'm not on tour and I'm not like busy writing or something,
Hmm.
I kind of like the guitar sits in the corner and collects a little dust while I'm out fishing.
Okay.
Well, I just cracked it.
Do you,
Is
so you
fishing
take,
code for something? Or are you actually out fishing?
Oh, I fish, yeah.
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 What do you fish for? What do you
Oh,
like?
we get in life.
What do you fit? What do you like to fish for
Okay,
typically?
not okay in the lake, not in life. Okay.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah, I fit. Oh, but generally we get a large and smallmouth bass right here, or
Hmm.
perch, some sunnies, occasional northern pike. Uh,
Hmm.
you can go in the deep end and fish for lake trout or
Yep.
landlocked salmon. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then
I
you eat it, right?
Generally not. I'll eat it if it's a trout
Yeah.
or like a
And then,
landlocked salmon, but others I'll just toss back.
oh, okay.
have you gone on fishing trips before, like to
Not really
Alaska or
trips.
anything?
Not really trips. I just kind of see if you can see it. I don't know if you see the lake.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful.
I want to go to there.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a special place.
It
yeah,
looks like a beautiful day too.
Oh, it's amazing. I love September's up here. The sunsets are awful.
yeah.
It's still warm and the people are scarce.
That's
So it's
perfect.
quiet. Yeah.
Um, well, back to songwriting, is there like are there things you're drawn to that you write about more often than others? Or is it personal? Is it storytelling? Like I write songs, you know, I'm not a professional, but I do it with a friend of mine. We've been doing it for about 30 years.
Hmm.
And my songwriting tends to be more like things that I've experienced or
Yep.
feelings that I've observed. And then he's more writing about, you know, he just finished a song that's about a character in Logan's Run. It's like kind of
Wow.
it's like something like indirect, not directly
Dig it.
related to
Yeah.
him. And so he doesn't like to get as personal. But like,
Hmm.
what about you? Like, what's your
I think looking back on my work, it's usually been based on personal experience or people I've met or things I've come through.
yeah.
Um, whether it's a loss of something or a love or a happiness or
Hmm.
just feeling grateful.
Hmm.
A lot of songs about that. A few songs are more um, chiseled out and more fictional about other topics, but generally it comes firsthand, about getting in touch with my son or
Hmm.
trying to appreciate the simple things in life as opposed to, my bank account or,
Yeah.
property or, um, trying to appreciate friends and family over material happiness, or just trying to be present in the present as opposed to wanting what I don't have. And I don't know, it's just music, it's melody, it's lyrics that fit. A lot of times it's gibberish. I call it the John Lennon school of songwriting.
Hmm.
Just make something up, and it's like,
Hmm.
hey, that sounds cool, and then you kind of build on it. You
Yeah.
know,
Which comes first for you, the lyrics or the music? Or do they come
um,
together?
generally, come together.
See, I set you up.
I was waiting for that.
I was totally waiting for
Yeah,
it.
I'd say both of the above. They come sometimes. The
Yeah.
lyric comes, and I had a dream a few weeks ago, and it was like this phrase. I had to capture it. I had to wake up and put it into the dictaphone because I knew I'd forget it.
Hmm.
Um, or a title will come up, and then you kind of
Yeah.
build something around that. But usually it's the melody for
Yeah.
me. I'm a pretty musical guy. I'm always
Yeah.
whistling or tapping or, marching to a beat or, just my breathing. I'm constantly, drum beats and,
Yeah.
much to my wife's chagrin, I bet. But anyway, now a lot of the stuff that I used to get yelled at or like slapped by some nun in school, I get paid
Stop
for
doing
now.
that. Yeah.
Like, I'd be banging on the desk. Now I get paid
Yeah.
to.
So now I'm going to ask you another question about your songwriting. Are you find yourself doing more music in major key or minor key, or like happy songs,
Hmm.
sad songs? Like what do you like the
Yeah,
most?
what do I like? I like them all. They're kind of like my
Yeah.
children, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although some grow up and get an education and great job and they send checks home to me, and others are just still, pumping gas down at the corner gas station.
Yeah. Okay.
But I love them all equally.
Okay. And I noticed when I saw you perform, and this is like a lot of great performers, you were really good at it's the soulfulness of the song, but you have this emotion that you're tying to it as you're performing. And I kind of wonder, like, this is it the song that brings that out in you, or are you kind of getting there first and making the song sound like that? Because it really does create a great connection with the audience when you're into it just as much as we are, and like we can feel it just as much as you do. And I got the sense that you were doing that when you were performing in New York.
You got the sense that I was grooving on the songs I was singing,
Yeah,
and that was bringing like joy and
yeah,
flow. Yeah, that definitely happens. Um, I think equally both parts again. Like I um, I definitely feed off of the art. And when I write it or prepare it, I'm definitely
hmm,
thinking, hey, what's going to make me feed off the art? Because I know the
yeah,
audience digs that.
yeah,
And another thing I kind of feed off of is the energy of the audience.
hmm,
Um, I don't need, an audience to send back love to give a good performance like
hmm,
I may be used to. I guess I have a skill set now that I can play a good show even if the audience is a bunch of dead people. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But
I talk about the energy between
uh-huh.
the audience and the performer quite a bit, and how important it is, because I know I can tell when I'm in an audience where the that it's bouncing off of each other, and
Mm,
it's really a different experience
it
when
is.
you feel that. And it sounds like for you, when you're playing, it is a different experience.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I love
yeah,
that. I love it. I
yeah,
call it getting my heaven on when
yeah,
it's a whirling dervish of energy, and it is a beautiful thing.
yeah,
yeah,
And it happens most nights, probably 98 out of 100. And
yeah,
the two that it maybe doesn't happen, I've gotten good enough so where if you were in the audience, you probably wouldn't say he's not feeling it.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have like a pre-show routine to kind of get yourself in the right mindset, or are you just ready to go when you go out there?
Um, yeah, no real. I try to warm up a little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit of vocal warm up. No real dietary restrictions or beverage restrictions, but yeah, nothing too regimented. I
okay.
don't speak. I try not to speak after shows. I don't do a lot of meet and greets
Hmm,
because it's kind of a doctor's order thing. Because I do have to let the voice rest at the end of the night.
yeah,
It's a physical thing. It's called vocal rest,
yeah.
where you don't speak until the next day.
Wow.
Or if I do, it has to be very little. I find now that I'm not overcoming like drums and amps and stuff because I'm solo. It's definitely it's easier to keep a full voice, playing
Hmm,
6 nights a week,
yeah,
5, 6 weeks straight.
yeah. Do you do pre-show meet and greets?
Occasionally,
Okay.
yeah. And I do occasional regular meet and greets too. I know
Yeah,
some artists, friends of mine, they'll go out every night and sign and or have the buy on meet and greet stuff.
yeah.
And I'll do that occasionally. Um, but generally the way I sing, it's so physical. I
I
liken it to
see.
like a pitcher. A pitcher, this is all flesh and blood, and
Yeah,
you can only do this so many times before, it's wearing down and it
yeah,
needs ice and it needs rest. And the voice is the same thing. I'm a pretty athletic singer,
yeah.
you know. Um, so yeah, I try to take care of it.
Okay. Well, then that'll help you last a long time too, I imagine.
I
Uh,
actually have to brag because I'm blessed. I feel blessed that I actually can sing the same way I sang when I was 23. So I
yeah.
feel really kind of proud of that and just blessed. I feel um, I hate to use the word lucky, but um, just very happy that I'm still able to hit the same exact notes that I could so many years ago.
Do you find though, like as you age, like the timbre might change of your voice or the
Sure.
way it
Mhm.
sounds? Is that
Yes,
true?
certainly. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a natural thing. For me, I liken it to wine. It kind of just it gets a little, a little some little hints of something in there. You
Yeah,
know what I
it
mean?
settles. It
But
kind of
yeah,
settles. There's some way
yeah,
that it finds itself differently
yeah,
when you're younger versus older. I find that the
sure.
voice does change over time.
Yeah.
Uh, and there are, yeah, I think there's a lot of artists that don't take care of their voices or their ears too. It seems like that's the other
Yes, yeah,
that's really hard.
yeah. Smoking and drinking and carousing like after a show. is basically why, people like Joni Mitchell or Robert Plant couldn't do what they were doing even a decade later,
Yeah.
because it's too much on that little physical piece of flesh.
Yeah. Can Speaking of those artists, is you talked about it a little bit earlier, but are there some influences that you have, like even right now, that you kind of aspire to or that you listen to and you really kind of you learn from still, or are you kind of past that part?
I wouldn't say I'm past it. I always want to be learning and taking in new inspiration. But it's pretty few and far between. I have to say, I actually don't listen to too much. Uh,
Hmm.
I was a sponge, in my 20s, but and teens. But I tend to get my music like from shows. I'll be on festivals. I'll hear other artists. I'll go to
Hmm.
an occasional show. Um, uh, or if there's someone on the road with me, maybe a support act. Um, but yeah, I don't. It's funny. I don't listen to that much. It's funny because I know like pro football players who were the same way. They didn't watch football. They didn't
Yeah.
follow football. They played for the Patriots, but they didn't really watch it
Yeah.
or
You're not a
follow.
Patriots fan, are you?
I mean, I've I've hung out with them. They would come to my shows, like Tom Brady and Matt Light
Yeah.
and Gronkowski. They would actually come to my shows whenever I was
Yeah.
around Boston,
Oh,
and
that's
I would
cool.
see them,
That's
and
cool.
that's
This
where
is,
and I know them. I've hung out with them, and
yeah.
they're not real big football heads. You know what I mean? You would think they
Yeah.
would be, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
kind of
for
just,
sure.
once they're getting the heads out of the game, they're kind of like, and I'm sort of like that too. I'm super laser focused in the show, or if I'm recording, and then otherwise I'm just kind of, taking it in.
Yeah.
Have you
But
always been like that, or is that something that has with being in doing this for so long?
yeah, I have always been like that. I mean,
Yeah.
with exception to, in teens and 20s where I was a sponge, just always listening to all kinds of music. But now I'm listening to like loons, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Howling
yeah.
and the breeze and the rhythm of the washing machine and I take in, yeah, it's funny.
It's very
And then music
interesting.
sometimes too, don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
listen, it's just not
Yeah,
as much as you would think a guy who does it for a living does.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was going to be one of my questions is I always like to hear what other people are into and if they have any suggestions for me to discover new things and like if there was
Hmm.
anything you were into. Um, but I'll try and listen to some loons. Maybe I'll
There you
find
go,
out.
loons. Or this. I was sitting on the dock, and these two otters just swam right by me.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and like
Yeah.
playful, and just out looking for fish or whatever they were doing, and just in that rhythm of life. Just that I take a lot of inspiration from nature. I try to hike every day, maybe climb a little mountain, take a dip in the lake. Um, Definitely find my solace in the
Yeah.
outdoors.
Well, there's that importance of, I think you've talked about this a couple times now, is this idea of presence and being in the present. And music does that too. As a musician, you're forced to be like, when you're performing, you're forced, that's all you can think about really and focus on. And the rest of the world is just kind of not there at the time. So it helps you really focus.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about music and live performance. Um, I have a friend, a colleague who's taking an improv class, and I asked her, like, why are you doing this? And she said, because when I'm doing that, I don't have to think about anything else. Like, I have to
Mhm.
focus on that, and it's a break from everything. And I think that's an important theme of life. So I'm glad you kind of found that.
Cool.
By the way, Tom Brady is from the Bay Area.
Oh yeah.
He's a
Hmm.
local out here.
Hmm.
I know. I went to school with his sister, and
Hmm.
we have all these weird connections around the Bay Area. And this is 49er country, so maybe don't mention the Patriots when you're on the stage. Um,
I think you could get away with it, but
yeah, it's fine.
that energy you were talking about between the
Yeah,
audience and the
Yeah, yeah.
musician might shift.
yeah.
Hmm. Fun.
Well, Ruth, unless you have anything else, we're probably gonna let you go here. I did one thing we do like to do with everybody we interview is I've got a couple of like quick questions, and I call them deep thoughts. And so
With Jack Handy?
with
Yeah.
Jack Handy, so these are really controversial issues that I just want to get your response on. The first one is, does pineapple belong on pizza?
For me, no.
No. Okay.
Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, I know.
That's just personal,
Yeah.
preference, but
All right. Well, that will not be in the green room for you when you arrive.
cool. Only the
Yeah.
red M&Ms and that special caviar from Fiji.
It's on order.
All right. We'll get it. Do you prefer cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. Do you have a dog?
I've had a couple,
Yeah.
and they've lived their lives and moved
Yeah.
on to that big doghouse in the sky.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Dogs are great. Ruth, you're a cat person, right? Or
I
do you
have a cat, but I
have a
wouldn't
cat?
call myself a cat person. I
You're
like,
not a
Okay.
cat lady?
um, my kids would like to think that I am, but I'm not. Although, although I'm pretty sure everybody in my neighborhood thinks I'm a cat lady because
Yeah.
I have a leash for my cat so
Wow,
she
that's
can go
cool.
outside and wander around,
Nice. I love that.
which I
And does the
know makes me look like a crazy cat lady, but
not
I
at
don't
all.
care.
No, if you had 16 cats, maybe,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
just one,
on a
just the
leash,
one.
I love that. And
Yeah.
the cat enjoys it being
She
on the leash.
loves it. She
Oh,
loves it. She starts waking me up about 5:30 in the morning to go outside. And then the
awesome.
minute I walk in the house, she's like, "All right, I'm ready for my harness and my leash. Let's go outside."
Very
Yeah.
cool. I love
Yeah,
that.
she loves it.
We have a 10-pound a lap dog, a Maltipoo, and she's 5 years old, and I've never had a dog before. It's my first dog ever, and she loves grandmas. Like she
Wow.
goes crazy. Like when my mother shows up, or my aunt, or my mother-in-law, she like pees all over the house. She
Oh
goes
boy.
crazy. And when we have, I've got a little stage in my backyard, and sometimes we do little house concerts, and we bring people out, and she comes out, and she always finds the oldest woman in the crowd, and
Wow.
that's her
That's
person.
that's neat.
So yeah, she's bred for that. All right, sorry, back to the tough questions. Since you are a guitarist, I do want to know, especially the acoustic guitar, do you prefer Taylors or Martins?
I guess personally, Taylor, because I carry a Taylor with me.
Yeah.
Um, and I that's sort of my go-to for my acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of the show is with my Go Band, which is like a semi-hollow body. Looks like a
Yeah.
Telecaster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say out of the two, if I wanted to play one, but oh man, it's Martin. I mean,
There's some great
it's like
classic Martins, right?
classic.
Yeah.
And I actually, believe it or not, even though I'm a guitarist and my name's Martin, I don't actually own a Martin. So
Ruth, the Martin company has been around for like 150 years.
Yeah.
mhm.
So they've got some incredible instruments over the years. Taylor's a lot newer,
Yes,
maybe from the 80s or 90s.
yeah.
But they've really got a great reputation for incredible guitars as far as a company goes. Um, I'm more of a Taylor person, but I
Is
think Martins are great too. So
that a 335 on your wall there? Gibson?
it's no, it's not. It's an Epiphone.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah,
playing an Epiphone right here. See?
yeah, it's a Gibson lookalike.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it sounds just like the ES
Hmm.
335. It's a
Hmm.
great guitar. Um, the other one next to it, there's a bass there. That's a 74 Fender Jazz bass that
Nice.
belonged to my uncle who played in a country western band.
Wow.
And when he died, before he died, he gave it to me because he told me his kids would sell it, and he didn't want anybody to sell it.
Is that fretless?
No, it's got frets.
Mhm.
But when I got it, I felt like I don't think he ever changed the strings on it. Like it still
Sure.
had the same strings, same little curly chord that he probably played with the whole
Yeah.
time. and it smells like cigarette smoke in
Nice.
bar. Yeah, so it's a great
Yeah.
instrument.
I never change my strings on my bass either. I've got an old
Yeah.
Gibson like SG bass. It's a short
Hmm.
scale, and I still have the strings on it from like my first record because
Really?
it just thuds. You know, it's almost like it just thuds, and it
Yeah.
thuds the note. And to me, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Um, all right. Last question. That's like a two-parter. So if you had to put your life to a mixed tape, what's the first song on the tape?
Hmm. More. First song that came to my mind was "Here Comes the Sun."
Good
All
one.
right, from Abbey Road.
It's a good
Yeah,
one to start.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the last song?
Um, how about "Stairway to Heaven"?
Okay.
Wow. We've learned a lot about your musical taste. Just those two answers. I have one more question before we let
Yeah,
you
go
go.
ahead.
That I saw on your wiki page that you had a song in Scrubs,
Mhm.
in an episode of Scrubs. I loved Scrubs when it was on. I thought one of the reasons I loved it was because the music was so good.
Mm.
So did you write a song for them or did they pick up
No,
one of your songs?
they took my song "Diner," and it was a great placement.
Yeah.
It's in an episode where they're all dancing to the song, so it's not like there's dialogue over it, and it's they play like the whole song, and so it was a great bit of placement. And Zach was a fan, and he would see me in L.A. Zach Braff, and he's a
Hmm.
Mhm.
great musical curator.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that
and
that show was definitely
yes,
showed
Good
that, I
music.
thought.
totally. And any film he made always had a great soundtrack too.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that was cool. That was a beautiful thing, you know, when your kids are watching TV and your
yeah.
song's on, you know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah,
I
it's a
think
beautiful
I, I
thing.
I think it's Scrubs though that has had a problem with the licensing of the music. And
Oh
so if you
yeah.
were to stream it now, I don't know that you actually
Yeah.
unless they've been able to restore the licensing,
Yeah.
I don't know that
I
you hear
know
the original song.
there was some hiccup where it was getting millions of spins on YouTube, which was
Hmm.
great for me. And
Yeah.
I guess NBC or somebody had to take it down because they didn't want to have some business thing, which is unfortunate because I love millions of spins.
Right.
Don't we all?
So I'll have to go find it and see
Well, that
if the
song
songs are still there.
Yeah.
you played that, I think, at the set that I saw you. I'm pretty sure you
Mm,
played the diner song.
probably, yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably one of the more fan favorites, I think.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Thank you.
A lot of lyrics in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You may find it down the Georgia Carolina off the 20 by the Piggly Wiggly in the country out of Waynesboro.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Martin, for
Wait a
taking
minute. Wait, I
the time.
can't sing any Beatles?
Do you want to do Beatles?
Yes.
It's so bad and it's driving me mad.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
That was
Are you not
great.
entertained?
Totally
Um,
entertained.
well, I love it. I'm really looking forward to you. I love your style of music. It's right up my alley. I know our audience is going to love you, and it's going to be your first time to Livermore, but I hope it's not your last. All right.
Livermore debut, baby. Come
All
on.
right. I'll see you next month.
Thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. You take
Thank
care.
you,
You're off
Martin.
the
It's a
hook. You have a
pleasure.
great day.
Peace.
Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Stage featuring Martin Sexton. He'll be here live on Saturday, October 18th at 8 p.m. So get your tickets now at livermorearts.org or by calling the box office at 925-373-6800. We post new podcasts on the second Thursday of the month, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode or your favorite part. Leave us a comment, ask a question, or give us a review on our social media, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And we may even read it live on our next episode. You'll find us on all the socials at the Bankhead LVA. And remember to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Ruth Egerman.
I'm Chris Carter.
Thanks for joining us.
Down there, my shiny, shiny love. And the nights are all I'm thinking of. Down there, my shiny, shiny love. Dean Martin, God rest his soul, talking to me from the cereal bowl. There's a couple from the Show Me State, knocking back a little meatloaf plate. Down there, my shiny, shiny love. Down there, my shiny, shiny love.